Hi everyone, it's your girl Karina, and welcome to this parent talk on spirituality and parenthood. I'm dropping these videos on Saturdays, specifically on my channel, and it's a vlog, and I'm coming off of a very good talk on the story of Jacob and Esau, and I thought that this was a powerful revelation for me as a parent in recognizing the error of my ways, but also in understanding the structure of siblings and friendships, and also understanding the, when you turn to the 7 sins, which also parallel Dante's Inferno. So this is pretty thick. Yeah, it's pretty thick. Very intense. In fact, I will probably write intense in the title. This is about understanding favoritism, preferences, and how this can run in children, in the child's perception of self. And also, you always have the chance to change your concept in life. But our main frame, like our main understanding of self is developed within the first 7 years. So I want to say that parents who have children within the first 7 years, you have the goal of being able to really help your child create a self-concept that's almost subconscious to them, because the 7 years, they're almost under this space of hypnosis, so they're very malleable. And if you have children over 7, then recognize that change is still very much so possible, even if you have teenagers or adults. It's just about communication, using astrology, whatever. This is the idea of favoritism and how this creates some of the darkest shadows within us. Now, we all have access to it, but some of us live in these shadows, and some of us get that from this kind of hidden divisiveness that happens within the family structure. So when divisiveness happens in the family structure, you may not even realize that it's happening. Some parents, some people clearly claim their favorites. Some don't necessarily make it known, but it can be recognized in subtle ways. And it's an unfortunate thing, in my opinion, but it's actually something that we kind of have embedded within us, to prefer things, to create almost like a hierarchy of some sort. And even if you have children that are only childs, they can still have something that feels like a sibling, okay? In my experience, that I'm really recognizing it, is with my daughter, because she's an only child, and her sibling would be my work, okay? So because of the attention that I give to it. And when you look at this from the story of Esau and Jacob, you see that Jacob is the more favorite of the mother. And so this is a very important thing, because the one who is favorited from the mother is the one in the story that actually ends up, being prestigious in life. And this story is a metaphor, it's a symbol, but it's still this concept of how it also works within the fibers of our family, that we naturally can have a preference. And as a mother, for me, didn't realize that I was really making that option. And so how do you know? Well, you'll see that the Esau will be the one that probably seems more like, just maybe more dealing with the emotional pits of shadow, okay? That's what you'll notice Esau to be, okay? And so if you're finding that showing up in your children, then it's absolutely okay. It's not permanent. It's a beautiful golden opportunity that is shown within the fibers of our DNA and our family, to be able to discover who Esau actually is, okay? And what you are actually doing is providing the confidence that whatever these shadows may be, to help them through it. So how do you help out the Esau, right? How do you help out the one that may feel a little bit less than? Because let's say you're still great parents, you know, you do the best, keep all your kids happy, but there still could be the shadows from purgatory that start to show up. Okay, this shit is deep, but it happens to all of us. And one of those shadows that are clear amongst siblings is envy. And actually, envy is a powerful shadow, because at the pit of, when you understand, you know, this layers of sin, what the Dante Inferno actually described was the worst. The hierarchy of the shadow is the feeling of betrayal. And through the sin of envy, you actually feel that very same feeling of betrayal. And it's deeply connected to that feeling that you're betrayed by the mother. Okay, and so the person who embodies the shadows of Esau, right? What all they're doing is showing you that they feel like they are at the bottom of preference. And they also may have issues with mothering, feminine energy, because they don't feel preferred by the mother. So what you can do actually is, I'm watching this video, it's Jordan B. Peterson, so I want to share that with you. I'll make sure, I gotta make sure to put this video in here. But where he talks about it, and it's right here at 1:11, okay, an hour and 11 minutes in. It's so simple, and I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. What it is recognizing that you have treated, you're going to treat one thing more casual because you're giving preference to the other. So it's this idea of the thing that you put your attentions to. Okay, and this is hard because I know that you have a lot of, if you have more than one child, it's already tough. You know what I'm saying? If you have a child, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Because you can become Esau to your child if you put your child in a certain seat. And I think, you know, I think that happens a lot to stay-at-home mothers. So you're going to see that your children can go in and out of the state of Esau. And if you're having any sort of troublesome situations, this is almost like the origin, the original solution, which is to not treat them so casually. Okay, to not treat them so casually. This means how to create a sense of order and structure, right? And this may not be easy, but especially because parents may approach it as like, I gotta put my firm hand down, and maybe some of you guys do that really well. I don't. So what I'm really understanding is recognizing that they are in need of feeling honored, like feeling like someone is bowing to them truly, but not in the sense of healing to their every wish and desire. So that's the other thing, is that to treat the child casually also means that you're giving into every wish and desire. And so casual is just not formal, right? And when you're formal, you're forming something, you're creating something for the future, you're prepping something for the future. So as a parent, your goal is to, wherever you find the shadow of Esau in your children, is to start creating your own form of what you want for them. And this becomes a thing, you know, it's like things that certain parents might fight over, like, oh, I want them to be whatever they want to be, but that's actually treating them very casual, and that can create a lack of confidence. So there's this path that as a parent that you have to go on, that I'm really embracing, and I'm really grateful to recognize in this moment, because I have the chance to change it right now, which is that you create a plan, a blueprint, a form for your child, because it's through that creation process that you relate to the child in a sense of formalness and preparation, which gives them a sense of confidence and assurance about their character. And then there comes a point where, as the parent, you have to let go of that blueprint and then let the child choose for themselves what they want to be. But you'll see that some of the greatest out there, the parent, whatever the parent instilled with them, one of the parent, whether it was the mother or the father, it carries with them through their career, you know, and maybe not all the way to the end of their career, but into the prime of their career. So really understanding this, because we talk about astrology on this channel. I know I haven't spoken astrology yet, but the parents are also in the house of Capricorn, which is the career. And it is your job as a parent to craft their career. You also have to let go eventually. And that's your fall that you're going to experience, because you're going to have to get so connected and committed to this plan for them so that it's real. And this is how you help to shape the character of your children. So it's never too late. And you always can help. You can always, as a parent, encourage the character that you want your child to have for their career and reputation. That is your job as a parent. To recognize the Esau, which is basically a way of seeing that I am seeing myself in a non-formal way. That is what Esau is. And while it gives me kind of the sense of freedom and primal excitement, right? So Esau is almost like this energy of, I get to go out and you know, be me. And we all, kids need that too. They do need that freedom. But what they need, most importantly, in this story of Esau and Jacob, is the feeling of feeling important and confident. And through this unfortunate story about how parents prefer certain children, you see how, you know, it's our tendency to do these things. So this is a very deep conversation, because where this starts to go is in your nots, okay? What you won't do, what you don't do, right? And what you do. So you're going to create rules in your household and your family about what you will and what you won't do. And so this is the first rule, is that we do not treat so-and-so casually. I do not treat so-and-so casually. I do not treat anything that I have casually. That's to also make sure that you don't turn yourself into Esau, because I think that's the dynamic that some of us parents will experience in phases. You'll go through these phases, and when you're in your Jacob energy, you're in the space of being favored, highly favored. That's it. And so it's a belief, it's a concept to have, okay? It's important to have that intention of still love and honor. And I would love for, if you guys like this conversation, to talk about, like, how would you go about shifting your children into the highly favored one, the one that any child, and all of your children, of course, but specifically any child who is suffering from the Esau effect, which is kind of like adhering to your guilty pleasures and your primal pleasures, like everything you want right now, instead of preparing for the future, okay? It's a very interesting conversation, because it's about the upgrade of humanity, about the power that we have in ourselves to shift the generations based off of the choices that we have to make right now. Okay, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Peace and love.